Earlier we spoke to Captain Lim. Now, Captain Lim flew the Boeing 777 for Malaysia Airlines for 9 years. He also wrote Life in the Skies, an insider's look at air travel safety and the regulations from his 44 years in the cockpit. I asked him about what it's like flying that particular route.
Well, in this part of the world, we often encounter a bit of turbulence, South China Sea, as you fly towards the northern eastern part of Malaysia. So sometimes it can be a little turbulent, and it depends on the time of the year.
Doing long sectors, as these big, chunky aircraft do increasingly, as a pilot or as a co-pilot, what are the main problems that you might encounter, particularly on a night flight?
Well, when this thing happened, it was a fairly short period from the time they got airborne. So they probably were around at the cruising altitude. They'll be busy communicating with the control. And around 50 minutes after airborne, they will be approaching the boundary to Vietnam. So they will be quite busy checking the aircraft, checking the safety of the aircraft, checking the fuel consumption, and checking the weather ahead as well. And when they are asked to transfer to the next boundary, they have to communicate with the next station, which is Ho Chi Minh Control. So they are pretty busy at the top of the climb. There are so many things to be done to do. It's not that they have nothing to do. So people have the impression that they don't do much, but in actual fact, they do a lot of things when they are at cruising altitude.
One has heard, Captain, of course, over the years, not, again, talking about this specific incident, one has heard over the years, of course, where stories, and they're not apocryphal, where literally the pilot and the co-pilot have nodded off because they've been bored, because it's been the middle of the night and because they haven't slept for 12 hours. But you seem to be saying to us that flying this particular aircraft in this general area, you are so busy, there's enough stimulus to keep you awake and to keep you engaged with the practicalities of flying the aeroplane. Therefore, whatever happened with this one must have been spontaneously catastrophic because there was no mayday, there was no signaling, and there's no trace of this particular aeroplane.
In any emergencies, all pilots are trained to, we have this golden rule to follow. First of all, we aviate, then we navigate, and then we communicate. This is the golden rule. So when we talk about aviating, in case of any problem, they have to firstly have the aircraft under control first. That's the first thing you do. And then the next is to navigate, meaning that they have to look for the nearest airport to divert to. And in this modern aircraft, we have got that feature. The moment you press on the closest airport, it will tell you where is the nearest airport to divert to. And number 3, communicate. Our golden rule is to inform the nature of an emergency. So if it is a very drastic one, it will be a mayday call. But unfortunately, in this incident, there were no distress calls, so I cannot really tell what actually happened to me. It is still a mystery.
Wrapping up today's other